It all began with a scent, faint, unfamiliar, and clinging just a bit too long to the sheets we shared. It wasn't mine. A subtle trace of someone else's cologne, barely there, yet impossible to ignore. I didn't ask questions. I just listened. They say silence means surrender. That's not true. Silence is sharp if you know how to wield it. I didn't raise my voice. I didn't shed a tear. Instead, I installed surveillance. No drama. No confrontation. One camera hidden in the living room. Another tucked near the hallway outside our bedroom. A third cleverly concealed behind the bookshelf, facing the front door. All motion sensitive. Crystal clear resolution. Synced to the cloud. Then I waited. Emily and I had been together for 8 years. 5 of those as husband and wife. Among our circle, we were the constant, steady, dependable, unshakable. She worked as a nurse, often taking late shifts. I ran logistics for a medical supply company, working remotely. Our life was built on routine, on familiar patterns. Sunday mornings meant pancakes. Wednesday nights were reserved for movies. Every month, without fail, we'd visit her family a couple towns away. She'd always say, "You keep me grounded." I used to think those words mattered. We used to make jokes about people falling apart over infidelity. "It all comes down to communication," she'd say. "Cheating only happens when people stop talking." Funny how I can't even remember the last time she met my gaze when I spoke. The first 2 weeks passed with nothing. Week 3. Thursday. 2:17 p.m. A knock at the door. She opened it, all warmth and welcoming smiles. He stepped in confidently, like he belonged there. Tall, lean, athletic build. Hoodie halfway zipped. I froze the video. I recognized him. He wasn't a stranger. He was supposed to be family. She'd once introduced him as her cousin brother. Her term, not mine. Some distant connection from childhood that always seemed a bit too intimate. He'd skipped our wedding, claimed he had a flight, but he always managed to show up when I wasn't around. That Thursday, they kissed like it was second nature. Like they'd done it 1,000 times. My chest didn't tighten. My pulse didn't spike. I simply stared. They moved to the sofa like it was routine. He didn't hesitate. He knew the layout. She laughed, that soft, breathy laugh I hadn't heard in what felt like ages. Their clothes slipped away carelessly, like discarded truths. I watched every second. Twice. I studied his face. Tracked her movements, noted how she touched him, how she looked at him. Still no tears, just details. From that night forward, I shifted into precision. I altered my routine, started pretending I had to leave earlier for work each day, parked my car a couple of blocks away, and quietly returned home on foot. I listened through the walls, scanned the footage. Every meeting between them followed a strict rhythm. Tuesdays and Thursdays, always between 1 and 4 in the afternoon. Like a schedule etched in stone. While they played out their fantasy, I strategized. I wasn't reacting. I was planning. I documented 6 separate encounters. Every one of them time-stamped, duplicated across multiple secure locations. One copy went to my attorney. Another to a safety deposit box. A third sat disguised on a USB stick labeled Work Trip Pics, hiding in plain sight. Then I started calling in quiet favors. My cousin is a tough, low-profile divorce lawyer. Relentless. Careful. Together, we prepared everything behind closed doors: asset division, financial separation, clauses about marital misconduct. We set the foundation for a clean, thorough break. After that, I began gradually draining our shared account. I shifted the funds to a private bank account she had no access to. All above board. Nothing shady, just calculated. I left enough in the joint account to avoid suspicion, just enough for the balance to appear normal. Then I played my wild card, her job. She'd already been walking a thin line, constantly missing work and calling in sick. So I submitted an anonymous report. I included a USB stick, time-marked video proof of her skipping work while in bed with her so-called cousin. The hospital put her on suspension while they investigated. Finally, it was time for the reveal. It was our wedding anniversary. Saturday night. I made a reservation at a high-end restaurant. Candlelight. Polished silver. Forced smiles. She wore that deep red dress I once told her made her look like danger itself. How appropriate. After dessert, I placed a small black velvet box in front of her. Her eyes sparkled. "What's this?" she asked, voice laced with curiosity. "Something you've earned," I replied. Inside wasn't jewelry. No ring, no necklace, just a USB drive. Truth, packaged neatly. Her smile faltered. "What is this?" "Footage of you and your brother," I asked. Her face went pale in an instant, like the ground had just opened beneath her. She let out a hollow, nervous laugh. "That's not funny." "This isn't a joke," I said calmly. Her lips parted, struggling to form words. "You've been spying on me?" "No," I answered. "I've been witnessing your betrayal." "That's not the same thing." She glanced around, her eyes darting like she was trapped. "Can we talk about this somewhere private?" "This is private," I said. "It doesn't get more personal than this." She shifted tactics. First, tears. I didn't flinch. Then denial. I countered with facts, dates, times, every sordid detail. Then she went for anger. I placed the divorce papers gently on the table. And then the final strike. "You'll need to be out by Monday. Your job's suspended. Your accounts are frozen. And your mother, she knows, told me to let you know not to bother coming back." The silence that followed felt seismic, quiet, but ready to erupt. She reached across the table to grab my hand. I pulled away. By Monday, she was gone. By Wednesday, she got word from her employer, termination effective immediately. By Friday, her brother posted a vague, melancholic update about relocating across the country. Apparently, he had a wife. I sent her the footage, too. People sometimes ask me if I miss her. The truth. I miss the version of her I thought I knew. I miss the illusion, the comfort of believing a lie. But I don't miss her. What I really miss is the quiet, the stillness, the peace before suspicion, before hidden cameras, before the scent that started it all. Now, I sleep well. The house is silent. Everything is in order. Justice doesn't always arrive with flashing lights or raised voices. Sometimes it comes dressed in patience, preparation, and a simple click of play. She assumed I was passive, mistook stillness for weakness. But now she understands what quiet really means.